Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some new revelations between FINRA, Georgetown University and James Angel, and also going to be looking at ticker symbol TENX, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So headline here from Reuters, the US debt ceiling bill is set for a tight vote in the House, so hopefully there is news today on a positive outcome from there. And if we have a look at the heat map in terms of the market, we can see it is a much more jittery today, and even some of the tech stocks are down currently, including Nvidia, AMD, Google, Microsoft, etc. Apple is faring fairly better, and we also know that the energy sector is still being hit badly, but hopefully with good news today we do see some positive recovery going forward. What I'd now like to do is share with you some conflicts of interest between James Angel, FINRA and Georgetown University. So this is a post that I shared earlier today, and this was tagging in the SEC and also Georgetown University as well as FINRA. So the message here that I posted is FINRA has an institute at Georgetown University, and surprise surprise, James Angel is the academic director for this FINRA Institute. So this is conclusive proof, in my opinion, of a financial relationship between FINRA and James. This is also a compromises his integrity, it compromises impartiality, when he was especially explaining the role of FINRA and the MMTLP story to Congress, which we know he did in his presentation. Remember, he was also representing Georgetown University. So the question for Georgetown University is, as an academic institution, I believe you should be impartial. I believe you should remain impartial, and you must now make a decision whether or not you want to be associated with a presentation that was made to Congress. We know it was factually incorrect. We know it's full of critical errors. We know obviously James Angel is compromised, and the reason he's compromised is I do not believe he declared his financial interest with FINRA and FINRA's role in MMTLP. So that certainly is compromising. In a court of law, such a witness would not have been admissible. And also Congress is something that was listening to James Angel, and I believe Congress deserved the full facts. The other thing is the impact of this presentation is likely to affect MMTLP investors in terms of their livelihoods, their pensions, savings, their businesses, as well as health of thousands of these honest American investors, as well as worldwide investors covering Asia and Europe as well. So I'm now urging obviously Georgetown University to have a look at this. I'm also welcoming dialogue from James Angel to clarify any misunderstandings and disagreements. So please go ahead, have a look at the FINRA website. So we can see here confirmation FINRA has an institute at Georgetown University, and here we can see James Angel, Associate Professor at McDonough School of Business, Academic Director of the CRCP program. So there is a video there that you can see which identifies James Angel having expertise in short selling. So that's something that he's declaring himself. However, I think this should have been also declared to Congress. So in response to this tweet, I'd like to give a shout out here to RareDD, who's also posted here, as well meaning as they claim to be. James never mentioned in his resume about me that he's also an advisor for Modern Markets Initiative. This HFT lobbyist organization in Washington, DC, started by Ari Rubenstein, GTS Securities, we know the story there, and other HFT firms. So again, another declaration that possibly may have been missed out by James. And the other thing I'd like to provide a reminder about is the meeting between FINRA and Congress. So shout out here to Anna, who stated, yes, the meeting is about us as in MMTLP. It's not trust me bro. And Anna does have the email. So again, positive news there. And I believe that meeting is taking place this week, but we will obviously stay tuned for updates on that. And the other update I'd like to give is another reminder in terms of blue sheet data. So shout out here to MMAT News, who's obviously reminding us all FINRA is to appear in the New York Supreme Court virtually on June 13, 2023. So we'll look at around about 2 weeks from today, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is the oral argument for MMTLP blue sheet data. The lawyers in negotiation process, and FINRA will be looking to provide some arguments to say why they are not going to release the blue sheet data, or why they believe that it should not be released. So confirmation of dates: June the 2nd, FINRA will provide a brief response. June the 13th, FINRA will be appearing in court virtually, not physically. FINRA is currently in the negotiation process. Lawyers hope that FINRA resolve this before the hearing, and hopefully if it is resolved, it is resolved in the interest of everybody. What I'd now like to do is have a look at ticker symbol TENX, also known as Tenax Therapeutics. So there was some news today. So a headline here from Yahoo Finance: Tenax Therapeutics achieves the major milestone as USPTO grants notice of allowance for US patent application covering use of oral levosimendan TNX 103 in pulmonary hypertension with heart failure with preserved ejection fraction PH-HF-PEF. So this was the breaking news. So let's have a look at the key catalyst for Tenax. So once this is granted, this patent will provide intellectual property protection until December 2040 and may qualify for additional US patent term extension beyond 2040. So that will also be a significant boost for the share price. And the other important thing here is there are currently no FDA approved treatments for this, a condition that is affecting more than 1.6 million North Americans, with estimates indicating prevalence of more than 2 million patients by 2030. So once granted, the patent will broaden Tenax's US intellectual property. So that's also going to give protection for a market with the potential to generate billions in future estimated annual sales. So great news there for the stock price. And obviously Tenax intends to initiate a phase 3 trial using this daily oral formulation in 2023. So that is a future upcoming catalyst for Tenax. So if we have a look at the other information here, second paragraph down: with this notice of allowance, Tenax is now exceptionally well positioned to realize the significant commercial potential of oral levosimendan based on the new IP protection that will last until the end of 2040, advancing formulation into phase 3 studies, and hopefully we do get positive news from this phase 2 study. So let's have a quick look at the impact in terms of the share price. So we have a look at today at time of editing, it was up in excess of 13.28%. I think the real catalyst will also be the phase 3 trials, but this news in terms of the patent is certainly exceptional. And finally, if you'd like to get more information about live trading and weekly watch list, as well as access to the $1 Million Challenge, you can join us. Details are description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.